What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Drunken EE-rated News. Today's topic is going to be a little bit personal, not just for me, but for many others out there, and that is being bullied. With my experience, actually throughout my whole life, and it is still happening. Obviously, if you guys can't already tell, I am a very petite woman. I always have been, and throughout my life, I have tried to gain weight many a times. I remember when I was 19 years old, I was actually taking weight gainer, and not only was I taking the weight gainer, I was actually also consuming, God, what was it? It was 1,400 calories plus on top of what I was eating. So I was consuming 2,400 calories a day. Now, I did this for 9 months, and I gained absolutely nothing. Zero. And yeah, so that's just, that's how bad I wanted to gain weight at that time. Now, even before that, when I was in middle school, throughout high school, I cannot tell you how many times I have had food thrown at me. To be specific, I have had rotten fruit thrown at me. I had a bag of potato chips, and I'm not just talking a small bag, I'm talking a full-on bag of potato chips that this certain kid who I went to middle school with, who picked on me all the time for my weight, opened up the bag and actually dumped it all over my hair, my face, my clothes, everything. And he is also the same kid, guy, whatever, who I was walking home from school one day, and there was a Wendy's that was down the street, and he decided he wanted to take his Frosty, and he threw it at me. And when I mean he threw it at me all over my clothes, my face, my hair. And this was in the winter time. It was a very cold day. I had to walk about almost 2 miles each way to school. And, obviously walking home. I will never forget that day. And the reason why, not only because it was so cold, but when it hit, it actually hurt. It actually left a bruise on my neck. And that was not fun at all. Even after high school, it was, well, Erica, man, you got to eat a cheeseburger. You got to eat a hot dog. You got to eat something. Even my husband, we would go out and people would say, hey, you got to get her a cheeseburger. Like, your girl, she needs to eat something. You need to, she's got to stuff her face. Which, what people don't know, I actually eat more than he does. So, just letting people know. But, I think the one that sticks out the most, this actually happened a couple months ago, and I was shopping, looking for some clothes, which, that's another thing. It's very hard for me to shop for clothes, and which I will get into that. But there was a heavier set lady. She was riding her motorized scooter, and she proceeded to say to me, "Oh my God, you're so skinny. Like, you must be anorexic. Are you anorexic?" And I looked at her like, no, I'm not. And that's none of your business, which it's not any of her business, nor is it anybody's. Sorry, guys. Nor is it anybody's business. So Then she proceeds to say, well, are you pregnant? Because you look like you're protruding a little bit. Okay, you just told me that you think I'm so skinny that I'm anorexic. Then you come and you say, well, am I pregnant because I have a stomach, I have a protruding stomach, and you ask me if I'm pregnant, which my response to her was, no, I'm not pregnant. And same thing. It's none of your business. So she comes back with, well, that's a good thing, because if you were, that would be really bad, and I would feel really sorry for your child. What does that even mean? Like, these things, they don't affect me. They don't hurt. I love myself. I'm comfortable with myself. But the whole point of making this video is, this video is actually a lot harder than what I thought it was going to be. But I just don't understand why people feel like they have to say these things. I mean, I have an idea. It could be, for one, she was much older than me. She was overweight. She couldn't walk. So is it a, I don't know, a jealousy thing? Which nobody should be jealous. You should love yourself no matter what. Whether you're skinny, you're fat, however you look, whatever the case is. But that one kind of stung just a little bit, just because of the fact that I am a little older. I don't have children. I still don't even know if I can have children, which I miscarried a very long time ago. That may be another story I may talk about. But to say something like that, and if that is something that I do want in the future, it kind of puts a thought in your head, well, maybe I can't because of my weight or my size, which obviously, as you guys can tell, I'm very petite. I always have been. And I guess to just kind of give you guys a little bit more of what I guess I've looked like throughout the years. I actually dug up some pictures that I have not seen in years. So it's not like I'm you're the girl who was really skinny and then got really fat and then got really skinny again. No. The most I ever weighed was 140 pounds. And the only reason why I got up to 140 pounds was because I was sipping on that Bobby a little bit too much. And that was not good weight. And with alcohol is pure sugar. So if you're constantly putting alcohol in your system, what happens? You develop weight. You become heavier. And it was very easy for me to lose the weight. It was very easy. But to gain the weight, it wasn't an overnight thing. But like I said, even though I did gain the weight and I wanted to, it was not done the right way. But just to kind of give you guys an idea, these pictures. So this picture was done when I was, oh my gosh, I was barely out of high school. Look at that blonde hair. Crazy, right? And I weighed 98 pounds in this picture. 98 pounds, okay? This picture was actually taken back in 2000. And this was during the summertime. That is why my stomach is showing, because it was very hot. We did not have air conditioning at the time. But obviously, as you can see, my frame is very petite. Okay. Let's see here. What else did I dig up? Here's another one that is actually one of my best friends growing up. Her name is Brandy. Love you, girl. That is Brandy and me. And this picture was taken back in 2000. Same thing, 2000. And then let's get an older picture. Let's see here. This picture was actually taken in, so about 6 years later. So we got that one right there. That is actually me and Brian. Oh my gosh, this picture was taken 12 years ago. 12 years ago. Almost 13. That's how long him and I have been together. Pretty crazy, right? Yeah, we were drinking a little bit that night, and yeah. But obviously, as you can see, my frame is still very petite, which, as you can see, it still is. Now, I figured I would make this video because of the simple fact that I'm constantly seeing on the news, on the internet, of especially children taking their lives because they are tired of being bullied. And it's very sad to watch. It's sad to see. And nobody knows what somebody is going through in their lives. For me, for instance, I'm very skinny because I have underlying health issues. Not just that, but my parents are pretty petite, especially my father. I have more of my father's genes as far as features go, and that's not my fault, just like it's not anybody else's fault. And you know, it's like people automatically assume that if you're skinny, that you're happy and that you're healthy, and you know, bow down to the skinnies, which, no. If anything, the contrary, it's actually the opposite of that. Just because you're small and you're petite and you're skinny, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're looked at as better than a heavier person or a fat person, because it's not. It's just as bad. Somebody calling somebody fat and then looking at me and calling me skinny, I hurt just like you calling that person fat. It's the same thing. You know, constantly being bullied, it's made me a better and stronger person. I love myself. I love the way that I look. We all have our ways where we fool ourselves. If we see something, it's like that saying, we always want what we don't have, right? Well, when we get it, we want to change something else, right? Which, you know, growing up, especially when I was younger, yeah, it was like that. But you know what though? As I've gotten older, I've accepted myself, and I love myself, and I love the way that I look, and I think everybody else out there in the world should. You know, like I said before, it's so sad that you see all of this bullying going on when each individual needs to be, the only thing that they need to think about is themselves, taking care of themselves. That's all that should matter. It should, you know, it's like, it's almost like when people make fun of other people, it's like obviously there's an underlying reason why people do that psychologically. And 9 out of 10 times it's because they're unhappy with themselves, whether they don't like the way that they look or whatever the case is, they're not happy. So they feel like they have to bring somebody else down to where they're at, their level. And that's just not right. It's just not. So, you know, to all the people out there that are being bullied, just do this. Just let it go. I know it's probably much harder for other people out there, especially the younger generation. But just know that you will get past this. You will get over it. And to just not, like, I don't want to say let them get away with it, but at the same time, if you show them that it doesn't affect you, then they'll get the hint. But don't let your guard down. Don't give into it by showing your emotions, because people who do that, the people who like to bully, they actually they love that because they see a reaction out of you. And from my experience, don't even do that. Act like, you know what? Go ahead, bring it on. Say whatever you want, because you know what? It doesn't affect me. And it shouldn't. You should love yourself no matter what. It doesn't matter what you look like. God made you the way that you are for a reason. Another thing that pisses me off about people is they have no control on what they're going to look like once they come out into this world. Nobody does. So you're going to blame them because they had no control over how they were going to look? No, that all depends on, one, your genes, and two, God. So all you bullies out there, just knock it off. You know it's not right. You know, at the end of the day, when you go to bed at night, if you have or want to have children, and you see your children going through something like that, you already know what you would do. You would do anything and everything that you could to protect your child. And the same thing should be as it applies to you. There's no point, especially, like I said, with the younger generation. I have so many stories that I could say to you guys as far as, you know, name calling, you know, how many times, like I said, how many times food was thrown at me, or how many times guys who thought that I had a crush on, which I didn't, would actually write notes and put it in my locker saying that they were in love with me and this and that, which, no, that wasn't the case at all. They were just bullying me to think that, oh my God, like, he actually likes me, or, you know, and it's messed up and it's not right. But yeah, I just want to end this video with, it's not worth it, and it doesn't matter whether or not you are fat or skinny. You need to love yourself no matter what. So when people call you skinny, like for instance, like I said, for me, when somebody calls me skinny, I should take it as a compliment. I do. But at the same time, it hurts just like it does when you call somebody fat. And that's the one thing that people need to understand. It hurts just as much. Anyways, I'm all over the place with this video, and I kind of had a feeling I was going to be. But I'm just going to wrap this up with love yourself. Believe in yourself. If there is something that you feel like you need to change in yourself to better yourself, then do it. Don't do it for others. And don't give in to the bullying. Don't give in to the BS. Just let it go. Let it go. Don't even give them the time of day, because they're not worth it. But you are. You are in so many ways. And I promise you it will get better. It will. So yeah, I'm going to end this video, and if you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave your comments. If there's a certain situation that you're going through right now, or if you want to talk about your story, I would like to hear it. I'm here to listen. I know a lot of the times that when I make these videos, I like to be funny, and you know, that is I like being funny, but at the same time, I have a very serious side too. And this is something that is very serious. So, yeah, leave your comments, and hit the like button. And I thank you guys for watching another episode of Drunken E-Rated News. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.